New Zealand's building sector wants more Pasifika taking up apprenticeships. The Building and Construction Industry Training Organisation wants more Pasifika to enrol. Director Greg Durkin told Don Wiseman that while there are many Pasifika working as labourers in the sector, they are underrepresented when it comes to qualifications.
I think a lot of people join the construction industry, particularly Pacifica people, who are coming into labouring roles, and we know from our research that they're not, or some are, but a lot are not progressing into apprenticeships. I think there's a number of reasons for that. But first of all, the apprenticeships for us, particularly in construction, serve as a really great way of opening up really great careers in the industry for people. And often that leads to supervisor roles, management roles, in many cases ownership of their own business. I think with Pacifica people, one of the things that we have identified is that it's very difficult to be what you can't see. And there aren't as many role models, there aren't as many Pacifica role models in construction as we'd like. So one of the things that we're doing about that at the moment is we've been profiling some successful people, Pacifica people in the industry, and we're just posting those up on our website at the moment. We've got an example of a current apprentice, a current tradesperson, a current business owner, all people who have entered construction and have gone on to be successful in those endeavours.
Just clarify what sort of apprenticeships we're talking about here, covering what areas of construction.
I think the main one, Don, is carpentry. That's probably the most common one, but there's also a range of others. Concrete construction apprenticeship, which is typically one if you're involved in a lot of commercial work, because we do favour concrete construction in Aotearoa. But there's also timber joinery, flooring, painting, brick and block, plastering. There's a whole range of, frame and truss. There's a whole range of different occupations. We look after 16 industries in the construction industry, and all of them have employers who are looking for talented people. So there's some great opportunities.
Yes. Well, putting some things up on your website's probably all very well, but you're going to have to do a lot more than that, it would seem.
Oh, absolutely. And we're in schools all the time. BCITO as an organisation has had a long-standing relationship with secondary schools, and we've got specific programs to encourage people to consider careers in construction, and we do a lot of work in Auckland, which is where we have a lot of Pacifica people, families. But I think one of the things that we have specifically started to do is what we call the Trade Secrets evenings for Pacifica, and I'll give you an example. One of those that we hosted late last year in Aotearoa, it was really successful. So they're run by our own staff, our Pacifica staff. We invite families to come along with young people who might be still at school considering a career in construction. They come along, mum, dad, and whomever else wants to come, and they get to ask questions about what does this career look like? What does this apprenticeship look like? What does it involve, and what are my opportunities? And I think that's a great way of our staff connecting with Pacifica communities, because those are the communities that they're from in many cases. So that's working really well.
Just remind me what it costs, or does it cost anything for someone to become an apprentice, or are they just, like in the old days, you would be paid a wage, but it would be relatively lower because you're spending time at tech and so on and so on. Then it went all tech, but it's changed back again, hasn't it? So now, what sort of money would you earn as an apprentice carpenter?
Oh, it varies a lot, but our employers are reasonably fair about salaries. Obviously, when you first start out, you're not on the higher salary, of course, but our employers are very mindful of the fact that our apprentices need to live and pay rent and look after their families if they're family people. So I think that's first and foremost. I think employers are conscious of the fact that in order to attract talented people, they need to be an employer of choice. Yes, there are fees. The fees are very modest in comparison to a full-time study, because the majority of study that you do as an apprentice is in the workplace. So some of our apprenticeships have block courses, about half of them, but those courses are normally quite short, 1 or 2 weeks a year, so there isn't the same level of going away to long block courses as you might have had a few years ago.